Mantic are really showboating with their latest release, so I've set sail for Treasure Island. I've been digging up all of the info I can find, and I'm going to tell you everything there is to know about this game, Kings of War Armada. The game is based upon the Black Seas rule set by Warlord Games, and has been given a fantasy twist by Matt Gilbert, the creator of Vanguard. He has streamlined the original rules, whilst also including the ability to cast arcane magic and capture terrifying sea monsters. Those familiar with Black Seas will also be interested to know that the wake markers, which dictate if you're at light, battle or full sails, have been removed from the game, along with the clips which track hull points. These will be handled in another way which hasn't yet been shared, but they were a couple of the more fiddly aspects of the original game. Initially, the game will launch with two factions, BASILEANs and Orcs, and will be closely followed by another two factions, Dwarfs and Empire of Dust, very soon. Mantic have also said further factions will be introduced throughout 2021 and into the future. Now, at launch, there is a whole host of available products, starting with a 2-player starter set. Included in this is a 96-page rulebook, 4 punchboard sheets with tokens, card terrain and measuring templates, an A0 size paper gaming mat, which is roughly about 33 inches by 46 inches. It has 10 D10 dice, 2 D6 dice, and it has 4 resin BASILEAN ships. 2 are the Elohai, 1 Gur Panther and 1 Gunbrig. There's 4 resin Orc ships too, which is 2 Hammerfist, 1 Bloodrunner and 1 Bombboat. It also includes 8 MDF bases, 8 ship cards and 5 fleet reference cards, along with 14 BASILEAN and Orc MDF upgrade tokens. Now, ships in this game fall into 5 different categories of size. There's tiny, small, medium, large and extra large. Now, we can tell from the info shared that the Orc Bombboat is one of the small ones, the Orc Hammerfist is medium and the Orc Smasher is large, which would suggest we're yet to see any of the XL ships shown in resin, something to really look forward to. However, I did, just as I was about to start recording this, find this information which gives you an idea of what's to come. It appears Armada is going to follow a similar sales model to that of Vanguard, which would see a starter box for each faction along with a booster box, and these contain the ship's cards, and then there will be individual ship options on top of that. So at launch, both the Orcs and the BASILEANs get a starter and booster box, along with the BASILEAN Abbess and the Orc Smasher being those individual ships. All of the ships are resin and they look absolutely amazingly detailed. The designs on the sails of the ships look to be sculpted onto there, so for most of us this means we don't have to worry about freehanding designs, and for those who want to mix it up a bit and be a little bit more fancy, they'll easily be smoothed over with a knife and a file. There's also a host of additional items to pick up, such as additional dice, separate rules and token options, acrylic bases to use instead of the MDF ones, there's an acrylic measuring template set, and even a high quality 4x4 neoprene sea gaming mat. So if you don't want to pick up the starter set, you can happily pick up the individual bits you need to create your own single player startup kit. Speaking of which, the game has been said to have a mix of scenarios which can be played on either a 4x4 or a 6x4 size, which may be a little bit big for some players these days. However, Mantic have said the game will play just as well at 3x3, and with a few less ships, it'll also speed up the playtime. Playtime looks to run at about 90 minutes to 120 minutes at the larger scale games, and around 60 minutes for a smaller surface. The most exciting part of this news is it's going straight to retail, so no waiting for 18 months for a Kickstarter to ship, and even better, you can pre-order from the 18th of September, and it will release on the 21st of November, so you have only 2 months to wait, and it will be just in time to put under the Christmas tree. Or of course it's my birthday around that time if anybody wants to send me one. I'll pop a link in the description below where you can go and pre-order from if your friendly local gaming store doesn't have them. I hope to get my hands on some of these ships really soon, so when I do, you can be sure I'll be hoisting the mainsails as quick as I can to share them with you. And if you want to know about Kings of War Armada as soon as new news drops, be sure to subscribe to this channel and I'll be there in the crow's nest keeping an eye out for you. Thanks for watching my video. I hope that you really enjoyed it, and if you did, why not consider clicking on the suggested video below to see more of the work that I've done. If you'd like to support the long-term sustainability of this channel, why not consider checking out my Patreon, where you can pledge and support from as little as $2 a month, and there is lots of different tiers and bonuses which will give you access to a private Discord server. It will give you free t-shirts, free mugs, a podcast every month, and a number of other things, including getting your name at the end of every video, like these awesome folks who already support me now.